Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James.
Hey there, it's Jessen, and welcome back to another episode of the Mind Over Money podcast. If you are new to us, welcome to our family. If you are not new to us, welcome back. And you know the drill. Look, if you are new, after you've listened to this episode, do me a favor, okay? Please leave us a review. Subscribe to the channel on your favorite platform and share it with somebody that you care about. Why? Because the more you do that, the more people get to know about us and the more people that you get to help through spreading this message. And if you're not new to us and you haven't subscribed yet, you've never left me a review, you've never shared it with anyone, come on, dude. Give me some love. Where you playing at? Come on, help me out here, okay? So look, I'm going to dive straight into this episode because today I want to talk to you about something that I think happens on a daily basis for most people, and it actually keeps them stuck when it comes to actually investing more, making more money, making their money grow, earning more in their job, earning more in their business, making more sales, whatever it is, okay? And it's something that I think when you understand what I'm saying to you, you'll realize, oh my goodness, have I been doing this? I need to stop, all right? And that is repelling money. Did you know on a daily basis, most people are repelling money? Now, this episode might sound a little bit woo-woo for you, but I'm a big believer in this. If you don't make room for the woo-woo, you're going to make room for the poo-poo. That's how it is, okay? This isn't about you zenning out under a tree, lighting some candles, lighting some incense and singing Kumbaya. No, this is about you understanding how manifestation works, how the brain works, and how you're actually repelling money right now. So, what do I mean by this? Look, I would go as far as saying most people that you speak to, if you were to ask them, would you like to make more money? Would you like to have more money? Would you like to be wealthier than what you are right now? I reckon most people would say yes. And even the ones who have money already, look, if they understand money blueprints, they'll understand that, hey, look, if I'm already wealthy, there's no reason why I shouldn't make more. Because everything can get taken away tomorrow. And if I make more, I can also make this world a better place. So most people will probably say, yes, they want more, right? Maybe you right now would say, absolutely, Jess, I would love to have more money. I would have to love more income. I would like to be more free. You'd say all these wonderful things. So they consciously say they want more. But here's the problem. Here's where most people are falling down. Here's where they're repelling money. Consciously, they want it. Unconsciously, they are feeling and saying different things. For example, if you consciously say, I want to be richer, I want to be more wealthy, but then when you see someone driving down the road with a Ferrari, you go, look at that rich idiot. What are you really doing? Well, consciously you're saying money, but unconsciously what you think is people who drive nice cars are idiots. So what you're trying to say is there's some negative attachment towards having money. So on an unconscious level, you're not in alignment with your conscious thoughts. And that basically means you're pulling it apart. And it's a bit like this. Imagine if you had a mouse tied to an elephant. Your conscious mind is the mouse. Your unconscious mind is the elephant. It doesn't matter how much the mouse wants to move in a certain direction. If the elephant walks in a separate direction, it's going to pull the mouse away from where it wants to go. And that's a bit like your conscious mind. If your conscious mind is the mouse and it's saying that it wants more money, but the elephant is the one who's talking crap all the time, then it's going to pull it away. So I want you to understand that on a daily basis, many of us are repelling money just by our unconscious thoughts. And it's not just us thinking that people with money are bad. It's also thinking bad things about ourselves. For example, you say, I want to be richer. You say you want to be wealthier. You say you want to have more on a conscious level, but unconsciously you feel like you don't deserve it. Unconsciously you feel like perhaps I'm meant to be poor. Unconsciously, you're running old patterns, generational patterns of poverty that you're running right now because, hey, my mum and dad didn't have much, their parents didn't have much, their parents didn't have much, and maybe this is just the way it's meant to be. So no matter how many seminars you go to, events you go to, courses you do, investment strategies that you try and learn, you're always going to repel making money. Why? Because your conscious mind and your unconscious mind are not aligned. Look, for things to happen, you must have a conscious mind and unconscious mind alignment. You cannot think one thing consciously or want one thing consciously, but unconsciously you're pulling in a different direction. It's never going to happen, my friends. And this happens on a daily basis. I see people self-sabotaging their financial futures every single day. Look, I'm guilty of this. I've done this before. I've done it. Look, I did it for so many years, right? I grew up with parents who'd worked hard all their lives. Their parents worked hard all their lives. We never had much. Look, we always had food on our table. We always had a roof over our head. We always had food on our table. We didn't have luxuries. We didn't have nice stuff. I always used to watch my mum and dad talking about money, scrimping, scraping, arguing over money at times, all that kind of stuff. And I grew up with this unconscious pattern of, hey, maybe we, as in my sort, my family, people like us, aren't meant to make money. So even though I saw people making money when I was growing up, even though I saw other people doing really, really well, I used to think, well, that's not for us. So I said I wanted it. Consciously, I want it. Of course, we all wanted it. I'd love to have that. I'd love to have this. I'd love to be able to do that. But unconsciously, I didn't deserve it. So that money pattern of mine ran through me, right through into my adulthood, until I realized that there's no alignment here of what I'm doing. So why am I sharing this with you? Because if you right now want to make more, you want to get a pay rise at work, you want to grow your business, you want to invest more and make more, whatever it is, if you want to have more in your life, then you've got to deep down marry up your unconscious patterns and your unconscious belief system as well. So here's what you can do. Spend some time with yourself. You could do it now, you can pause this, stop this, or after it, do this exercise, or you can do it later. Spend some time with yourself and reflect. What unconscious things am I believing or saying or thinking that are preventing me from getting money right now? Things like I don't deserve it. Things like I'm not good enough. Things like the rich just get richer. Things like people who've got money are bad. Things like money's the root of all evil. Things like money doesn't grow on trees. Think about all of these unconscious things that have been planted in your head over the years and see if they actually marry up with your conscious thoughts of actually wanting to have more. And if the answer is, hey, Jess, no, they don't marry up, here's what you can do. Take those unconscious negative patterns and reframe them and make them more positive. For example, money is not a root of all evil. A lack of money is the root of all evil, okay? I don't deserve to make money. I deserve every single penny that comes my way. You've got to start reframing these negative things. Why? Because unconsciously you are going to keep on repelling money, my friends. And that is what's going on in the world. Most people do it. I don't want you to be a victim of this. You can turn this around. Like I said, it might sound a bit spiritual and a bit woo-woo for you, but I'm telling you, this is the stuff that actually works. Your brain, your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, they need to integrate. They need to work as one. They need to feel like they're both going in the same direction. I'll come back to the mouse and the elephant. Remember? The mouse can want to go this way all day long. But Mr. Elephant over here is like, no, you're not going that way because we don't deserve it. And that means you're never going to be able to get the mouse to pull the elephant. So how do you get the mouse to pull the elephant? By getting the elephant to follow the mouse. Making sense? So I hope this has served you today. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to like and subscribe on your favorite platform. Please leave me a review. It'll take you 2 seconds. Let people know what you think about the show. Let people know what you think about this episode as well. And share it with somebody that you love, whether you're new to us or if you're existing. Look, we've noticed that a lot of people listen to our podcast but don't actually subscribe or follow us on their favorite platform. So look, please just follow us so you can get notified when we are dropping new episodes. But also, it helps our channel grow and it helps us to reach more people. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Mind Over Money podcast. Until the next episode, I wish you all the wealth, health, success, and happiness that you truly, truly deserve. I'm Jessen James. It's been a pleasure hosting this episode for you. Take care for now.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels. Links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessenjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.